All right. Um. So this is gonna be interesting from my side, but hey guys, what's up? I just finished my MamaMax video, just kind of like learning about the situation, taking notes. I kind of just talked about it a little bit, and I think that video is still valid in my criticism to go ahead and go on up. Again, I was just speaking my mind, so it's not like I was doing anything crazy, you know? Um, but I'm gonna make this a kind of raw video because I was on Mama Max's channel just to go ahead and um, see what happened because I just ended up clicking on here. Anyways, whatever, I'm here. But I just noticed he has a video, and I was kind of like playing it in the background while I was like uploading my stuff, wild stuff, but I didn't want to watch too much of it so I can give you my actual reaction and really talk about it. This might be longer than usual, but you know what? I think it deserves it because first take right now, I think this is a garbage video. But let's see it. Again, I'm gonna even put this in a disclaimer, whatever. This video is Mama Max's. I'm not trying to steal his content. I'm just reacting. So if you strike me, Mama Max, I hope you don't. If you strike me, eat a dick. Anyways. Okay. Here we go. Let me slow this down. Let me just slow this down.
It addresses criticisms. It addresses my approach. It includes apologies. It includes call to action on Camden.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to refresh this because YouTube just doesn't want to YouTube.
So it addresses my approach. It includes apologies. It includes
Just so you know, he's talking about a new video that he's putting out. At least that's what it looks like. So if that video does come out, I will cover it. I'll just probably do a live reaction like this, like I'm doing right now, or I will talk about it in like another video. I don't know if this will get like copyright struck. I really hope it doesn't. But yeah, anyways, let's just get into it.
call to action on Camden. A little bit of information about everything. But I showed it to some trusted friends and the survivors. Some people loved it. Some people had a few criticisms, and then some people hated it.
See, okay, just talking about the criticism. Okay, I don't know who you're talking about that loved it. It was mostly criticisms and hatred of it, solely for the fact of you don't have any evidence. You're making baseless claims, and you were just calling out a bunch of people that made no sense.
They told me not to upload it.
I'm gonna just skip through this because he's taking way too long.
To talk about the case and nothing else. I've got people telling me just address the criticisms. I've got people telling me just apologize. I feel like I'm being pulled in every which way, and no matter how hard I try, I cannot make everyone happy. I'm trying to prioritize the survivors over my.
Dog, this is not about making people happy. I think most of the criticism that's been levied against you, Mama Max, is everyone's telling you to do the right thing. Look, I will tell you right now. I think I speak for almost everyone here when we're saying like, hey, if there are victims of a crime, a heinous crime, and you have the evidence and everything for it, and we want to go ahead and support whoever's like really getting hurt here, we're all for you, dude. We're all for you. But the way every single content creator has described it to some podcasts, whatever, is the way that you went ahead and presented the information, had no evidence to back up any sort of claim, and everyone's just like, okay, if you know this is happening, deal with the authorities, let justice come, and then, let's talk about how this happened and then go from there. No one doesn't want to help these victims, right? We just want to know what happened.
Myself.
You're not in an impossible position. That's just bullshit.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I can't make all of you happy. I'm sorry to Charlie for dragging him into a case that is not necessarily his fight.
Okay.
I'm sorry to my audience who don't even know what the heck is going on. Uploading shorts, doing live streams, doing weird-ass videos, just trying to find the remaining survivors of Camden Gerard Davis. That has always been the goal for this awareness campaign. While it's worked, in some respect, it's also caused a lot of issues.
Boways, him talking about Camden Gerald Davis, I didn't say that name in my video because he's accusing someone. Again, my policy is if you are innocent or you are an innocent party in something and you got doxxed or whatever, I'm not of the idea of like, hey, I should share your personal information or your name. I just say, this guy's accused or whatever. He's just going ahead and blatantly saying it. So here it is in this video. But going forward, that's kind of the approach I want to take as, look, if you're innocent, right, and someone's doxed you, I don't want to keep on the whole doxing train. At least I just want to be proper in that. But yeah, that's the name.
I don't want to cause issues. I want to resolve these issues. I don't want any. I want beef. I want to communicate openly. I'm trying to communicate with my peers.
Your peers told you that this video is problematic. Like, I don't get it.
I'm trying to listen to voices I trust too. Every single person is telling me something different. I don't know what to do. And that's why I've been asking for help. People say just wait for law enforcement to do something. Well, we've waited 7 years and they haven't done anything. So we decided to do just go public with it. Put eyes
Okay, so okay. This is something that is really problematic here. I've been witness to investigations from law enforcement, whether it be on documentaries, whether it be something I was following in real life, whether it be something personal, right? Does law enforcement take their time? Yeah, they do. Is there some instances of law enforcement where they go ahead and, they kind of misuse evidence and it goes nowhere? Absolutely, right? But you're not even making a claim of that, right? You're saying, okay, it took 7 years. Okay, where's the evidence, right? In 7 years, I'm expecting a good amount of evidence to go ahead and really go for, I'm expecting a lot of evidence to just go ahead and point us to like, hey, this guy is actually wrong here, right? But you didn't even provide that to begin with.
evidence, so we're inviting people to our little server where we have the evidence. And people don't want to listen to the survivors when they're in there. They just take the evidence and conclude it's nothing.
Okay, that's another problem here, right? If people are looking at your evidences, your quote unquote evidences, and then you lead with listen to the survivors and you show them whatever evidence you have, and they're just like, yeah, this is a nothing burger. I don't know how many people have to tell you, hey, it's a nothing burger, right? Like, you have nothing here. You have to understand, when a lot of content creators are going ahead and covering something, their credibility is on the line. Me covering this, even though as small as I am, my credibility is on the line. Because if I go ahead and lie about something, right, it's fine if I'm mistaken about something. If I'm mistaken about something, then, it just means I need to do better as a content creator, right, and not spread a lie. But if I'm intentionally lying, or I go ahead and cover something as truth without any proper evidence, no one's ever going to believe me later on when I try and cover something later on. It's basically career suicide. So again, if they're looking at it and they're saying this is not concrete enough, there's a point. And you're talking about creators, again, we're talking about some ordinary gamers from Mudahar. We're talking about Turkey Tom. We're talking about, heck, Charlie, I guess. And these people are people that would go ahead and really would side with people who were victims and all that stuff or whatever when they have the evidence. If you don't have it, then of course they're not going to want to, like, touch it with a 10-foot pole, because they don't know what's actually true and what's not. Circumstantial as best. We've seen evidences like Dream and Super Mega and all that stuff, where people were just saying believe the survivors, and then the survivors were lying completely for their own like gain. So of course, yeah, there's gonna be people who are gonna be like, yeah, give us the evidence first before we even cover anything.
All these public attacks, not platforming to give us, not wanting to talk to the survivors themselves. And when people do talk to the survivors, they're getting attacked just because they're transgender.
This has nothing to do with them being transgender. Literally nothing. Okay, I think I need to make this point here. I don't care what your political affiliation is, whatever. If someone's gay, transgender, little boy, little girl, Christian, Muslim, whatever they are, right? If you are a victim to a crime, no one's going to ignore you, or better yet, people on YouTube don't really want to ignore you. They just want to know what happened and the evidence, right? I don't think the way he's framing it is like, oh, everyone's anti-transgender. Yeah, that's not true. And if you are of the opinion that everyone on YouTube is anti-transgender, you need to probably like take a step back and really look at what you're looking at. This is just a bullshit claim.
This has been very difficult. I know if I could have just started with making everything clear from the beginning, maybe this could have all been avoided.
Yeah, that's all what anyone was asking for. But then again, your video's just been bullshit so far.
I just thought that if people wanted to know what was going on, they would just go to the podcast. And we put the podcast on Spencer's channel to help her build her own platform. Because survivors need more than just a voice. They need financial help. They need psychological help. They need medical care. They need a loving family. They need a roof over their head. Survivors need a lot.
No one's saying no to that. I know I'm just beating a dead horse by just pausing the video and just saying this, but no one's saying no to that. The problem isn't with the survivors or anything like that. Like, I'm pretty sure there are charities or organizations that can help out with all of this stuff, right? But you are going ahead and presenting someone as, like, you're accusing someone of doing a heinous crime, right? And again, we're asking you, hey, where's the evidence that he did all of this stuff, right? And no one's attacking the survivors. Everyone's just asking questions.
I've been trying to provide that. And it's not enough.
Of course it's not enough.
It feels like when we reach out for help, people just want to use that opportunity to attack us, to hate on me.
No one. Okay. This is really a bullshit video.
So let's just start from the beginning. I met Spencer. She told me what happened to her.
Okay.
I told her I was busy with other projects, but if you need me to hand this to someone else, I will. She said, no, I want you. And so, a few years later, I finally came back and I was like, okay, are we ready? And we did the podcast. And while I was there listening to her, that's when I realized this is going to evolve into something much more. Like, originally, I just wanted to do a podcast where we platform survivors and they tell their story. But you can't just tell your story anymore. Now you need concrete evidence. Now you need to go to law enforcement multiple times. Now you need to consult with lawyers.
Okay, I'm gonna pause right here. Again, sorry, I'm making this video a little longer. There's a reason why we went from believing survivors to this point where you need evidence, law enforcement, lawyers, so on and so forth. For the evidence part, the evidence gathering, right? If the evidence really looks like someone did it, okay, cancel culture had gotten to a point where people were just getting canceled out of nowhere for things they didn't do. And that's a part of, internet history that I think everyone can collectively agree. We shouldn't just cancel someone just because a big creator says cancel them. No, it's just not right. Like, you never know who you're gonna ultimately. You could get someone killed by doing that. You can unalive them. And then for the law enforcement part, What are you expecting everyone on the internet to do? Okay, we know like whether or not this person did it, right? Let's say he did do it, right? We know what he did. The only people that can carry this out is law enforcement, and they need the proper evidence for it. They need to launch their investigation. They don't want people impeding on it. So if you tell us and then you don't go to law enforcement, something like EDP 445, like that kind of, you know, that kind of situation can come again where he's actually guilty of something, but then the improper evidence, or, you know, just showing it to the internet without giving it to law enforcement, can let this guy roam free and keep on hurting more people. Then they're like, oh, talk to lawyers. Again, public statements to where this guy can probably, you know, do a defamation lawsuit against you or whatever, and derail whatever goodwill you have, is also problematic. There's a reason why people are asking you to do all of these things first before even doing anything. And it's all for good reasons. And innocent people, good people got hurt when we didn't do any of this.
We can't just listen to survivors when they're screaming for help.
If they want help, we have organizations and all that stuff in the world here.
These creative, experimental approaches to try to bolster their voice.
Okay, that's fine.
Not only can they be heard, but they can be seen, and they can be addressed.
Again, that's fine.
I'm sorry to Charlie. I really am sorry. I did not mean to make you upset. I just need help. So, instead of addressing all the random rumors that people make up, and responding to criticism, and talking about the wrongdoings of other influencers, I'm just going to take accountability for my actions.
Okay.
Starting now. Let's just start fresh. First, we need to keep finding the remaining survivors. We know they are out there, and we need help finding them.
Hold on. You just said take accountability for your actions. Where are you taking accountability? You're just going ahead and jumping to, we need to find more survivors. Okay, I thought you talked to the survivors, right? Again, 7 years. You're talking about 7 years, right? I don't know, maybe you covered this for maybe 4 years or 3 years, but that's so much time to find more survivors. Not all of them, but more, right? This is a lot of time to go ahead and have like something to show. You're talking about you're gonna hold accountability and whatever about the criticism and the rumors. If you're making rumors, that's just a piece of shit move. But the criticisms are valid here. And you're not taking accountability for anything. You're just going ahead and saying, but the survivors. And we're all just like, yeah, we want to help them. But tell us, what the fuck happened?
If you don't want to help, you don't have to. But if you do, please reach out to me. We will invite you to our server, where all of the survivors and all of the evidence is growing.
Again, you should have held off this video until you had the evidence.
Law enforcement and multiple law teams who specialize in cold cases. Take this to them, as we've already done, and address it through the proper channels. The full documentary, or at least part 1 of the documentary.
My bad.
Part 2 or 3, but we will show you everything.
Okay.
I hope you can all understand my position.
We really can't, honestly.
We live in a world where survivors scream for help and no one wants to listen.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
There are children living in literal hell, and we can't hear them.
Okay. But, like, again, no one's doing any of that.
Where he had induced my last miscarriage. Like, he had convinced me to have someone bring me to his house. He beat me and then raped me. But, you know, the transformation...
Okay, this is really heavy stuff.
He choked me and told me that if I kept screaming, he would kill not just me, but my family too. When it was done, he got off of me and he went across the room, and he looked at me, saw me crying.
Sexual predator and cult leader who victimized hundreds of minors on platforms like Giomara and Cadre, among other possible names. His cult twin, being reported to multiple
Okay, it's just...
7 years.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop you here. It's just his video that he took down that he's basically... Oh, man. You know, this video may... I know I'm just doing a reaction, but this is just getting harder and harder to make because it's like... No one wants to, you know, be a dick to survivors or whatever. No one wants to go ahead and say, we don't believe them. Like, look, terrible things happen, and it's not easy for someone to go through something terrible, right? I completely get that, and I'm sympathetic, but again, the point still stands, right? You're saying it's a cold case, okay? You're giving evidence to law enforcement, okay? Like, I understand that cold cases can sometimes be picked up or dropped or whatever, right? But again, what are you expecting us to do, right? As the internet community, when you fumbled the ball, didn't have any kind of evidence, anyone could go ahead and just be like, hey, this is something that we need to put eyes on. And then, we could also force like local law enforcement to just be like, why aren't you looking into this case, And then later on, help you out in some way. I don't see what you're trying to get at here. And then to summarize your video at the end here, I don't know, man. Like, this video is just in bad faith, and this video is just kind of shitty to begin with. I get it. You want to help the survivors and all that stuff. Everyone on the internet wants to help them too. No one wants to ignore these kind of voices, right? People are generally good. They're not pieces of shits all the time. Even though they can be annoying pieces of shits. But this is just not okay, man. I don't know, man. This is just so much wasted potential. Because, this guy's a talented guy. If only he just gave us the evidence. Like, okay, you said you're still gathering evidence. You couldn't have waited just a little bit more, something conclusive, where other people are just like, yeah, that shit is something we'll cover too. I know YouTube as a platform. You have any small, even if it's the smallest piece of evidence, if it's so damning to where it's just like, yeah, it ropes in everything and it points a finger at someone. We did it with Onision, we did it with Miniland, we did it with so many people, right? Heck, sometimes, that tiny piece of evidence, it's also used against innocent people in bad ways. But what I'm saying here is content creators do not give a damn. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile, and they would have reported it like wildfire. But instead, what did you do? You turned it the other way around to where we're now questioning you. And that's so hard to do unless you're being negligent. And that's the only thing I can go ahead and say about you. You're being so negligent with all of this. If this actually did happen, right? The problem is that now if it's brought in front of our eyes again, we're going to be like, press X to doubt, And that's just tough, man. But anyways, look, I would say like, comment, subscribe, but I don't really, I don't know. With this kind of thing just kind of pisses me off, but subscribe, I guess. If not, whatever. See you guys later. I could give less of a shit, honestly. Bye.
I can hear the sound like I need to be.